Hello and welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jenn. I'm Jennifer Halliburton with the Awakened Jenn Tarot. I'm a Soulful Revolution certified tarot reader, spiritual advisor, and healing and manifestation coach, and I'm here to help bring you direction and guidance for your spiritual path. Each week on my channel, I do a weekly energy forecast to see what is coming at us for the week ahead. We talk about the current astrology affecting us for the week. I share angel messages that I've been receiving and pull cards from the tarot to get a read for the energy of the week as well. So if this sounds in alignment with you and you'd like to learn more, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified when new videos are released. I'm also available for private readings, and you can find that information down in the description box below. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I want us to start by taking 3 deep breaths together and doing the invocation to call on the spirit team. So if you'll close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths with me. All right, breathe in. That's one. Breathe in. That's two. Breathe in. That's three. I now call in my angels, archangels, ascended masters, my higher self, and guardian angels to please enter this present space and time. I call upon Archangel Michael to place a bubble of protection around us. Only beings of the highest vibration of pure love and light may enter in. So be it. All right. So, let me see. We're going to go ahead and just start with the astrology. So let me get my whiteboard up. All right. And I'm kind of slow in getting back on track with things. I've been on this pattern of just, consistently showing up each week for these readings for quite a while. And, I took last weekend off because I had some major life shifts. In fact, if you go back and watch the last energy forecast, it was talking about unexpected shifts. And I knew based off of the astrology that I was going to be impacted quite heavily that week. And I have absolutely been experiencing a lot of shifting and transitions and changing. And I know that I'm not the only one because all of the conversations I'm having right now, we just have so many people going through huge shifts in their lives, huge transitions. So, I mean, just know that you're in good company if that is something that you are experiencing as well. Um, but like I said, I took last weekend off because I had to, kind of resort my life. I had a lot of shifting happening, and so there's lots of changes that are, definitely in place right now, and I'm trying to get my head back in the game for this. And so when I was looking over the astrology for this week, there were 3 transits that really stood out to me. And so I'm just showing you the chart here for June 2nd, which is tomorrow. And really, because the biggest thing that I saw that was happening this week, it starts tomorrow and it's just going to continue out through the whole week. And so down at the bottom of the chart, we have down in Gemini a conjunction of Venus and the Sun. And that's at 12 degrees and it starts on June 2nd. But as I was looking out through the whole week, that conjunction stays tight, this 0 degrees, conjunction all throughout. So I looked at it, it was 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5. And it was, finally on that 6-6 is when it was starting to kind of, break apart again. But I mean, it starts off at this 12 degree, then it goes to 13, 14, 15, and it just stays all together throughout, the whole week, just that tight conjunction. And so that Venus Sun conjunction, it's really looking about your relationship issues are illuminated. Your desires for your relationship is being illuminated. And you can also feel a lot more selfish at this time. There can be ego rising up in your relationships at this time, but it's really a strong focus on, your relationships, what you value in your relationships. I mean, it's just like that's the front and center focus for the whole week is about what you want for your relationships. And so then we also have on that same day, June 2nd, starting a Chiron Mars conjunction. And so you can see it. Let's see, where's it at? Oh, maybe it gets tighter a little bit, but it's not a super tight conjunction, but it is tight enough that I was considering it a conjunction. So you want to look to anything that's like within 0 to 5 degrees. You don't want to go too far out of 5 degrees. And so if you look on the chart here, we've got Chiron at 22 degrees and Mars is at 25 degrees. So it's not super, super tight conjunction, but there is still a conjunction to it. And so that conjunction means living up to your true potential, becoming painfully aware of weaknesses, and encourages you to take actions towards healing your wounds. I feel like that this is going to be in conjunction with what's happening with the Venus Sun conjunction. It's going to be happening with your relationships, living up to your truest potential in relationships, becoming painfully aware of your weaknesses that are holding you back in relationships. That's how I'm seeing these energies really working together. And then the third thing that I saw was the Jupiter Mercury conjunction that is on June 4th. And so that is being very open-minded. It brings in good news, optimism. It's just a very much better frame of mind, and it's very favorable energy. So I feel like that, all the work that we're going to be doing this week, processing through, what we're wanting in relationships, what we need to do with our relationships, what we value about our relationships, and healing those areas of weaknesses, and so that we can live up to our truest potential. That's where we're going to be rewarded, is with the energy that's coming in with that Jupiter Mercury conjunction. Because if we keep ourselves open minded, and that's really releasing the control of the outcome, is this, Jupiter Mercury energy is just like we're going to be, open to whatever. We're open to the abundance in whatever way that it's trying to show up for us. We're not trying to control the outcome. And that's how we're going to get the better um, that's how we're going to get the better outcome from it. It's just by that mindset that this is going to bring in for us. But, it takes us all the way, to the middle of the week before we start feeling that. We've got to go through some of the heavier energy first of that self reflection that's coming with that Chiron Mars conjunction combined with the Venus Sun conjunction. So that's what I'm seeing with the energy, the astrology for the week. It's just going to have you really focused on your relationships and how you can better and improve them and bring them to their highest potential. All right, so let's close this out. And so the angel numbers that I've been getting this week have been extremely loud. 444, 1010, and I went ahead and pulled 1144, but 144 was also one of the ones that was super loud, but I just don't have that in my angel my angel number oracle cards. But those numbers have been just the ones that have been screaming. So 444 is about protection, and I see it as angelic guidance as well. So protection, change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, love. Get ready for the good things that you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. So, I mean, things are just being moved and shifted for you right now on purpose, and you have like that real guidance coming in. So if it looks like, this great opportunity, now's the time to take it. We're using that energy of the Jupiter Mercury, conjunction to just be open to whatever is coming at us, because it all has possibilities for us. All right, so with 1010, this is about an energy of completion, and it says it's up to you. And I mean, this one has probably been the loudest out of what I've been seeing. It's up to you. 1010. Moderation, patience, flow, clarity, joy, movement, self realization, taking action, unconditional love. It's time to put those long cherished ideas into action. You will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. eventually you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust in the process. So I mean, I already saw two themes that came out in that was that the right people, the right resources are all going to be showing up for you at the right time. You just got to trust that what is showing up for you is literally meant for you. So even if things look like they're falling away and falling apart, that's still part of what is being guided for you to get you where you're supposed to be, where you're meant to be. And so just trust everything. Just trust the process right now. Keep moving forward. Keep your vision clear about what it is that you're wanting. And just, like see the opportunity in everything, in the losses and in the gains. All right. And then 1144 is high vibes. Keep your energy high. The energy is super high right now. So just ride with that high level energy. Divine intervention, prosperity, big ventures, fated events, faith, purpose, higher calling. I just feel, especially with that 444, knowing that the angels are so heavily involved in this, the higher calling part and the purpose being set on your mission is really the part that I'm connecting the most about all of the energy that's happening. So if you're in any type of connections or relationships that are holding you back, oh my goodness, that was a spider. Okay. Okay. If you're in any okay, I saw it crawling a while ago and I thought it was a fly. And I see it now and it is a spider. Okay. Um, if you're in any connections or relationships that are holding you back from your purpose and mission, I think that those, like, that's what I'm saying. When things are even being removed from your life, you need to see it as the blessing that it's with purpose. It's being moved out of your way so that these other things can come in. All right, hold on just a second. Okay, so I don't know where the spider went. I did not kill it, but I did look up to see what message that spider was trying to bring to this reading, because I do see that everything that happens in the middle of these readings is part of the message. I just take everything in, the energy that I feel, the things that are happening around us. So I did look it up. And the spiritual significance of the spider is weaving your dreams together with intention, recognizing the interconnectedness of your actions, and patiently waiting for the right opportunities. And so I do think that there was a message with that, just connected in with everything that I was already talking about, because I was talking about how I had already seen this theme of like the right people, the right places, the right things showing up at the right time, and that is your angelic guidance coming in. That is literally you being kind of molded and shifted right into the place that you're trying to get to. And so weaving your dreams together with intention, with intentions. What intentions are you setting? And I think that that's what messes us up the most, is that, a lot of times we have just a very vague idea of what we want. I just want to be happy. I just want to be healthy. I just, like I want to have, just a decent life. Well, what does that look like? If you have no idea, you could be living it right now and you don't know. Because in one person's version of like what decent, happy, healthy looks like, you are absolutely living it. For some person out there, you are living their exact dream. So you've got to be more specific about what your dream actually looks like so that you know when these opportunities are showing up, oh yes, that's the thing that gets me closer to the thing that I actually want for my life, that I'm actually trying to bring into my life. Because manifestation has multiple parts of it. It's more than just, just putting it out there. Like, that's the desire is the first part. That spider got way over there now. It's getting around. Okay. I am scared of spiders. Even though this spider that brought in, part of the message. Um, but okay, so the first part of the manifestation is the desire. So you get clear, like this is what I want. And I mean, you know that very solidly. This is what I want. This is why I want it. This is what it's going to bring to me. And then, you put that out, to the universe, to God, source, however you want to see that. And then you start taking the little actions that get you closer to that. So, I said, I want to do a spiritual business, like, because honestly, like this whole process of everything that I've even been trying to, do here. And if you watched the video that I shared last week, so that was scary. That was scary to share that video because it wasn't actually recorded with the intention of ever sharing it publicly. Um, that video was literally me making an attempt to start getting myself comfortable talking, just talking, and then, talking on camera, being seen on camera, those kinds of things. Because I just knew that I was being called to speak, I was being called to teach, to lead, guide in some way. Um, so sharing that was, super, super scary because I mean, like I said, it wasn't meant to be seen. And I do know that if I had tried to post that as my very first video for YouTube, I would have flopped just because I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared for the place that I was feeling called to go. And so that's part of why I shared it with you, is so that you could see the process, the process of manifestation for me has been super visible, and like that was part of it right there. So when I did that video, I only knew that I was being called to teach, to speak, to lead. I knew that I wanted to do some sort of spiritual business, but I didn't know what. I was still trying to figure out, well, what do I do? Like there's all different kinds of modalities that you could use to, move forward with a spiritual business. I had no idea, like what I was trying, like truly trying to accomplish. I just knew that at that moment I was being called. So that's the first step of manifestation, was that, like, feeling it, just feeling the call, the desire. And so what I did with that desire is what, eventually brought out the, full manifestation. So the first thing I knew is, okay, well, if I'm being called to speak, then I'm gonna need to practice that. I'm gonna need to get really good at that because right now I don't have that skill. So what can I do right now that's gonna help me to be able to open up that skill that helps me to be able to do the thing that I'm being called, or feel drawn to do, like that I want to manifest. And so the first idea that came to me, just start recording yourself every single day on video. Get used to seeing yourself talking. Just get used to talking, sharing. Just get comfortable behind, the camera, because that's going to be your access point. And, I did get the right resources showing up for me at the right times, during that, because one of the things that I had been seeing, popping up on YouTube has been amazing about helping, bring a lot of manifestations in for me, because it brings the right information and the right people to me, at the right time. So one of them was Aaron Doty, I think I'm saying that right. And he inspired me just because he went from being a shoe salesman to being this, YouTube influencer. And the way that he did it, he just every single day he showed up. I'm just going to do a video every single day. And one of the things that he said, that really struck with me is just, there's no way with this much effort that I don't succeed. And he just continued to show up, continued to show up, continued to show up. And so, that was a right person, right time message for me to help me know, okay, here's how I'm going to do it. Okay, here's first what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working on opening up my throat chakra. And then the second thing now is I'm going to show up every single day. I'm going to be consistent with this because there's no way with that much effort that I don't succeed. And that was my mantra, every single day, every time I wanted to not show up, that was my mantra, is there's no way with this much effort, but I have to do the effort. I have to, do my part of the manifestations. I have to take the opportunity. And that was, once I started doing the effort, more opportunities did start showing up and the picture became more clear, because when I started that, I didn't know what my modality was going to be. I just knew that I needed to, speak, but I didn't feel comfortable just, like, so then I brought in the cards. The cards gave me something to talk about. The cards helped me to know, oh, here's the message that I'm trying to express. Okay, not just I'm out here just throwing words out. I actually have a purpose. Here's the purpose. Here's what, you're trying to get out. And so it was just a constant evolution and it's still evolving. But, I just had to be open enough to be able to see the opportunities, but I did have to have the vision to begin with to understand, okay, here's what I'm being called to. And so again, my bigger vision was just I knew that I was being called to, a spiritual business of some sort, a spiritual mission. Um, After that, I ended up because if you watch that, the video of becoming the Awakened Jenn, um, I had a barber shop at that time. I ended up selling the barber shop in November of that year. And then that same month, I mean, I made the decision to sell the barber shop because I knew that this wasn't the path. This just, it's taking up too much space. If I'm trying to build this, I have no room for the thing that I'm trying to build. This is taking up too much space and it's not what I'm wanting anymore. So I made the decision right then to, well, let's make the space. Let's make the space for the thing I'm trying to build without knowing the direction. And I had no plan at that moment. I just knew that I didn't have space for even the plan if I had one. So I have to make the space first. So that's the next move that I did. And then that very same month is when MJ from Soulful Revolution announced that they were going to do their first tarot certification, and that at the end of the tarot certification, those who went through the program would be listed on her website to do tarot for paid readings. And I was just like, well, there it is. There's the next step. There's where I'm supposed to go. And so then I just got focused on that. And that's just as as you open yourself up to each of these opportunities, the more of the puzzle pieces start coming together. And so that's why I am sharing so much of my story, because I'm seeing, like I can see how all of this process works. And I know that it's visible to everybody else too. And I want y'all to literally see, here's what this process looked like. And, for me, it's been, a couple of years, for it to have kind of, you know, come together. And so that's giving you sort of a realistic expectation too, that just because you do know that this is your path and you're feeling called to the path, it may not be clear, you may not have all of the vision for you, it may not be fast, but that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. Just as long as you see the continual evolution and you're continually to follow that and being led by that, like that's still, the manifestation is still working and you can trust it. And, again, I don't even know where this path, ends for me. I just knew the original desire that pulled me out from the old path was I want to put forth a spiritual business of some sort. I have a spiritual mission to complete. And so once I accepted that's what I'm wanting to do, all things started being moved out of the way, shifted for me to be able to do this. And again, the message of the right people, the right resources, the right information, the right opportunities, all at the right time. It couldn't have come in any quicker because, I said, if you watch that original video, I wasn't even ready for it yet. So, that's another part. You've got to know where you're at. Are you the person that is ready for the life that you're trying to manifest? And most of us aren't, or else you'd already be living it. And so, just accepting yourself all throughout that process is very important. Wow. So, this has been like a big message all coming out from a spider. Um, so, I couldn't have seen that one come. All right, so I'm going to pull cards from the Angel Guide Oracle, and then I'm going to pull a card from the Archangel's Oracle. So the Angel Guide Oracle is just going to give us some angel messages for the week, kind of the themes of the week. And then I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot to pull the spread afterwards. All right. So, only messages for our highest good, and anything that we need to hear will come out in this reading today. That is my intentions. All right, so what is our angel guidance for the week? So our strengths this week, cut the cords. So we have done some releasing, and that's going to be the strength, is being able to break these ties from these old relationships that are holding us back, these old connections, these old pathways that are holding us back. Being able to make the right decisions at the right time is also our strength. Our blessing is strength and guidance. So it gave us strength. Everything that we've been through has continued to give us strength. And we are being guided with that 444 that was the angelic guidance. And then our challenge this week is raise your vibration. That all lines up with everything that we've already gotten. It's just to keep your vibration very, very high this week, not to let the 3D in front of you distract you from the 5D that that you're trying to bring out. All right, so let's see, where is there is the book for this. So cut the cords. In spirituality, cords are the energetic bonds that connect us to a situation, person, or place. There are different types of cords, but in this context, they are connections to situations or people that can have a negative and draining effect upon us. We can also create a negative cord when we have an expectation of the outcome or a situation, especially when it is outside of our control. So, this is an important time for you to release any attachments to people, places, situations, or outcomes, or anything else that could be limiting your experience of joy. Angels are wrapping you in a light of love so that you can lovingly detach from situations that could be draining, dramatic, and damaging to your health or purpose. So, that's our strength this week, is all the choices that we've been making to release the things that are no longer serving us, that are holding us back from our purpose and mission. And it has been building strength in us, and we are understanding the guidance even more. Don't underestimate the power of your soul. You are a strong and resilient soul with the capacity to rise above any challenge. Divine intervention is taking place at this time. Whatever is occurring in your life is providing a real learning curve for your soul. You are becoming more and more aware of what will lead you to fulfill your purpose and what will divert you from joy. Your angel guide is encouraging you to recognize that the feelings that are coming to you now are guidance that will help you understand the steps that you need to take and the moves that you need to make in order to be aligned with abundance and support. So, just understand you are getting the guidance. You just have to trust it. Just take the opportunities when they're showing up, because once you know exactly this is what I'm trying to attain, when the opportunities show up, you know it. You know that's the thing that gets me closer to the thing that I'm trying to get to. All right. And then raise your vibration is going to be our challenge this week. Is to keep our vibrations high. It's time to move up a level. It's time to fly high. You have experienced some setbacks or felt low recently, but that is behind you now, and you have the opportunity to light up like never before. Everything in the entire universe is comprised of energy, and that energy vibrates, drawing towards it similar energy. So, raising your vibration means aligning yourself with situations, people, places, and choices that you know will lift you up, support you, and help you grow. When this card appears, you have overcome the darkness and are moving into a time of opportunity. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you can be reborn. Know that the angels are acknowledging your commitment to growth. You are filled with inspiration now and are attracting only the good. So that connects me with this same energy here, the 1144 energy that has been surrounding the whole week. Um, it's just that the vibration is high. Your vibration is high. That's how you've gotten here. You've continued to realign, realign, realign. And now then you are bringing in this manifestation. Your manifestations are coming in. All right. So what archangel has guidance for us for this week? What archangel is with us this week with guidance? It's 11:44 on the clock. Right. So we have Shamuel, relationship assignments. No one crosses your path by chance. Choose to set the deeper reasons for the people in your life. So, yeah, this isn't by chance either that he's the one that showed up when I was talking about that Venus Sun conjunction. And that's really going to be our focus. We're going to be, I mean, just when the sun is conjunct one of the other planets, it's bringing that into the greatest focus. So the relationships that we are in is going to be the biggest focus, and we're going to be seeing the ways that we have been showing up incorrectly, as much as, like, because typically in relationships we can get focused so much on what all the other person is doing wrong that we're not looking so much at ourselves. And I feel like that this energy is actually turning it back onto us. And so that is the 39. Let's see. Shamuel. Okay. Shamuel's name means he who sees God, and this contains the magic of this archangel's purpose. He helps us see through the eyes of God, love, so that we can unconditionally accept those around us with this divine vision. We are able to penetrate fears, dramas, and projections and get to the root of who and what are important. His divine counterpart is charity. When this archangel comes to you, it's a powerful time for you to show up in connection and community. Know that every relationship is an assignment. It's important to say that the universe won't intentionally put toxic or abusive people in your life because it's a presence of love, but it will give you opportunities for learning and life experience. And it's it's the challenge you face in relationships, whether they are platonic or romantic, that bring the real lessons. Angels are encouraging you to review your relationships now to see if they have led you to a greater understanding of yourself. Acknowledging this will bring great healing. You are also being encouraged to open your heart, for there are opportunities for you to love and be loved. The energies of this card will help you surmount previous challenges and usher in healing and positivity. Take the time to see where you are holding back or pulling back in certain relationships, for this will show you where you are closing off to love. And check in with loved ones with whom you have allowed distance to be created. Give your energy to those who are important to you and release yourself from those who are only there for the drama. Show up where you want to be and close the door on anything that needs to come to an end. So, I mean, there's just so much energy focused on the connections in our life, because, I mean, those are the things that really can make or break us. They are the things that will hold us back from moving forward in our mission and purpose, is, like trying to maintain certain relationships and connections. That might have already served their purpose, and now then they're just holding you back from being able to move forward with your true purpose and mission, which is just continually evolving. I think that that's something that we do need to get better understood, because when we talk about, people are always like, what is my purpose, what's my purpose in life, what is my mission in life? You might have a purpose for a season. I had a purpose for a long season in my life of just being a mom and a wife. And I mean, it fulfilled me, just greater than anything that I could ever express. And um, that was my purpose. And while this right here might be my purpose now, to be moving out, from being, just, serving my family in my home, to now being able to be seen more visibly publicly and serving, in a greater, you know, in a greater, I don't have the word, way, isn't it? That doesn't diminish the purpose and mission that I had before. Like that was such a huge purpose and mission. I know it. I like what I did, instilled a great foundation for my children that I only had one opportunity to do. There was only a certain time period that I was even able to do that purpose and mission. Whereas that was probably still preparing me for what I'm doing now because I learned so much throughout that process as well. So our purpose is ever evolving. And so don't ever think that you have one singular life purpose. You might have a purpose in this season that you're in right now. And it may not be something big and grand. It may just be for the people around you, maybe for one specific person, and it might even be just for you. But it's where you're at right now, and it's for you to take that, and learn and grow from this experience. That is, I have this on my fridge, the verse about doing all things with the joy of the Lord. And so, like, just bringing joy into every single thing. And, the reason why I have it on my refrigerator is to remind me, even when I'm doing dishes, that's an act of service, that's an act of love that I am doing for my family. And, I can have joy in that moment just as much as I can have in what I'm doing here, where I feel like, I'm tapping into the higher levels of consciousness and bringing out these angelic messages and guidance. That feels like this great big huge purpose and mission, but it wasn't any greater than the one that I had, where I am serving my family and serving my children. And so I can find just as much joy and value and worth through that purpose as any. So like I think that because I get a lot of readings where that's really, what is my purpose? And people feel like they don't have it. And I just remember so many conversations that I've had where they just feel like that I don't have any value whatsoever. And I don't see how you get there when you have like literal value in everything. Like the one person who I'm thinking of right now, just the way that she shows up and cares for people, that her compassion, her heart. Like when someone is sick, this is the person that you want by your side. She knows how to take care of you. How is that not valuable? Like that, to have that person, even though if it's even just like she's doing it one person at a time, that's still a huge value and purpose, that is being used. So I think, I don't know, I just got really called about that one word, purpose, because I think that we get just trapped in thinking that we have just one purpose that we're trying to figure out. Well, we have a purpose for like what season we're in right now too. And seasons don't even have to last like long periods of time. You could have a season that is like, just a few years. And this is your purpose for this season. Or you could have, there are people who have full lifetime purposes, but the majority of us, we go through seasons. And so like maybe that's going to help you not get so overwhelmed by the question of what's my purpose, what's my mission. If you look at it as just where I'm at right now, what can I even do with where I'm at right now? What is my purpose? What are you already doing? Because I'm sure that part of your purpose is already being served, or else you wouldn't be in the space that you are. All right. So let's go ahead and start pulling from the tarot. Just see what's going on with the energy of this week. So the current energy for the week is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is about following things, just like the passions, really reigniting the passions, but doing things not with any other purpose other than it just lights up your soul. Like we're just finding what it is that our soul is actually desiring for us. This is about just starting this just passion projects. It's not really for any other purpose other than it just feels really good. The thing is that I feel like that when we follow this energy, that's what brings in the other manifestations that we're wanting for ourselves. All right. The obstacle or challenge this week is the Page of Wands. So this connects me back to keeping your vibration high, because this is about joy. This is about this childlike energy, but it's joy, enthusiasm. It's about keeping your vibration high and understanding that, things do take time. So just because you don't see it currently showing up in your 3D reality doesn't mean that it's not going to show up. You're just got to stay the course. You got to take the opportunities as they're coming. You've got to do your part, put in your effort. There's no way with this much effort that I don't succeed. Like, just you have to remind yourself, that this is a process. I'm on the path. I'm doing my part, and keep your vibration high. All right. So the lesson that we are learning this week. The Knight of Wands. So we've got all wand energy. So this is really about our passions. This is that Venus energy is really loud. So the Knight of Wands is a entrepreneur spirit. He's taking bold action. He has confidence. He knows what he wants. And so, like, I'm going after it. Like, I'm not even worried about the consequences anymore. I know so clearly about what I want. I'm being called, this is my path. This is my purpose in this time. I know this. All right. So what energy is needed to manage the challenges of this week? We have the Ten of Swords. So there are things that do need to be closed out and never looked on again. There are, like, this is looking back, the cut the cords card. This is coming back to the cutting the cord. So what are the relationships that are in your life? What are the connections in your life? What are certain situations, commitments that you've put yourself in? You're reevaluating what is serving purpose in your life, and you're walking away from the things that are just holding you back. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to hurt, because it does hurt. It does hurt. Like, I think there's a misconception that the right path is just going to always feel good. And the right choices are always going to feel good. They don't. They don't. That you don't let your feelings deceive you, about what is true. Like, these things did serve value, and that's coming back to that purpose, having purpose in a moment, in a season of your life. They had purpose. These things that you're letting go did have purpose. So when I had to shift out of being a stay-at-home mom, it wasn't truly because I didn't want to be a mom anymore. Like, I'm always going to be a mom. It wasn't that I didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom anymore. I would have been a stay-at-home mom forever if my life had let me, if my life had allowed it, if all of the situations in my life had stayed consistent. But that's not the way that life works. Life doesn't stay in this one space for most of us. Most of us will experience things that will cause us to make big shifts like this, big endings like this. And so I did experience something that I had not expected to happen. I never saw that one coming on my path, mainly because I wasn't looking for it. I think that if I had, been, active, I would have seen, but it changed my path. I had to make a different decision, because no matter what, the reality that I had wanted for myself was gone. So, like, that was no longer an option. To not make any decision was to allow life to just happen to me at that point. And so, like, the only way to get back control, to feel back that I was in control, to get back on the path where it's, my decisions that are leading, was I had to make, hard decisions about letting certain things go. And so, that's the energy that's needed for this, in order to find joy. There are things that are blocking us from that. There are things that are, the energetic cords are still connected to us, holding us back, drawing us back down. And that's the things that we're being asked to let go of at this time. All right. So what is the guidance for the week? Tower. So expect the unexpected. This is also unexpected shifts. This is about clearings, releasings. This card, it's about just allow the process to happen. Trust the process. Trust that no matter what's leaving your life, nothing that is meant for you can really be taken from you. So the things that are falling away, if they leave, they were not meant for you. The things that are meant for you are still going to be, they will survive the shift of this. All right. Your best move forward this week. We have the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is follow your heart, open your heart, allow yourself, allow, because this card is about allowing love to come in. Allowing love to come in. You like removing the blocks, really removing the blocks from your heart space and allowing love to come in. So what I'm going to look at that. What are the blocks here to this heart space? What are the blocks to the heart space? So we have the King of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups counterpart. So it's the emotional intelligence. It's really trying to find a way. This is also about being a peacekeeper. And so maybe that is part of the problem is your own block to your own love is that you're being a peacekeeper. You're trying to make sure everybody else is happy. Everybody else has what they want. And you're not really taking care of you. You're not really making sure that you're getting what you need and want out of the situation. And so it's causing this Nine of Swords energy a lot of stress. You're spending a lot of time worried about other people. You know, you're spending way too much time worried about what other people are going to do. If you choose yourself, if you choose the things that, you know, really are, you know, what you desire, what are this is just too much focus on all the other people. Like you're spending, this is sleepless nights. You've spent, just extreme energy trying to please other people. And, it's with this effort of the Two of Cups, and it may be because you feel so connected. And this, again, coming back to that cutting the ties card, I think it's because of the connection. I think it's because you feel just such a strong connection that you're afraid that if you don't do the peacekeeping, if you don't do like if you're not constantly what I'm getting out of this is managing someone else's emotions. So if you're not constantly managing that other person's emotions, you're afraid that they're going to go away. But it's also causing you a lot of distress, and it's blocking real love from coming in. Because if you have to spend all of your energy managing someone else's emotions just to stay in, relationship with them, you're not going to be healthy and happy in that connection. That's not going to be a harmonious connection. So you are holding yourself back by trying to people please in your connections. You're not getting, good, solid connections because you're spending all your energy trying to keep them happy, and you're never going to keep them happy. No matter what you give, they're always going to ask for more, and that's going to cause, more levels of resentment to build in you. All right, so I'm going to close it out. We're going to use the Art of Manifestation Oracle and just see what can we do this week to help bring our manifestations in which, this high vibe energy has been, the consistent theme and guidance. So I don't expect much different from that. Unhappiness. All right, that's 61. Unhappiness. Unhappiness is frequently the result of an inability to live in alignment with the calling of our soul. When this happens, our uneasy and challenging emotions are an indication that we need to listen to ourselves. This card asks that you have faith and to trust. Get still, meditate, listen to the voice of your heart, and open yourself up to receive guidance. So if you aren't feeling joy, if you aren't feeling happy, inspired, in certain connections, that's your clue that you're in the wrong connection. Like, that's the thing that you need to be looking at more than anything, and more than trying to, determine what, um, like, label. Like, when I have my readings, a lot of times people are looking for, is this person, my twin flame? Is this person a soulmate? Is this person a karmic? We also look at, are they just narcissistic? Are they dealing with, other types of, issues? Like, we need to stop looking so much for labels and trying to define and determine, and just really look at, how does this connection make us feel? Doesn't even matter what their label is. Doesn't matter if the connection itself is not making us feel good about ourselves, if it's not something that is really lifting us up, lifting, our soul is letting us know with everything that we're doing, our soul, and with every single connection, our soul is letting us know if this is in alignment with us or not by the way that it's making us feel. If you're feeling overwhelmed, I mean, like this, if you're feeling this kind of energy all the time just to stay in this connection, is that really worth it? Because your soul is saying it's not. It's destroying your soul to try to stay in a connection that you have to manage it so heavily just to be in it, just to maintain it. So, the guidance here is really to trust what you're feeling. Trust that there's a reason why these feelings are showing up, and make, the appropriate decisions. See that feeling as an opportunity right there to make a different decision, to bring in, the true manifestation of, the happy life partner that you're wanting. All right. I'm going to stop there. So I hope that you have found value in this video. If you have, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications, and it will let you know every time I post a new video. I do offer private readings. That is down in the description box below if that's something that you're interested in. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.